Good evening, guys. Good evening, manager. Oh my god, the OJ. Or is that 0G? Play 0G. Uh-huh. Good. Hope you guys are having a wonderful night, guys. We are continuing to adjust my X3D chip. See where things are going with that. One of the things I don't like, I turned on C states, is now I can't see thread utilization like well at all. Unfortunately, I think you need to use Ryzen Master. Then Ryzen Master causes stuttering, so I don't want to install it. When it's on, it causes stuttering. You can have it installed and it doesn't do anything, though. See what's going on in the tubes tonight here, guys, before we get into the do's. Oh my god, Tom Scott's riding the world's fastest train? Dear God. John Oliver? We could take a peek at that. Viewer mail? I heard the new Dungeons and Dragons movie is actually pretty good. I don't know if I want it spoiled by Critical Drinker. I think I actually want to watch it. Turn off the aimbot? Well, I mean, you could actually possibly have an aimbot, so... that doesn't mean much of anything. Oh my god, he's a top league player! There's no way he can cheat at video games. Yeah, I fucking heard that before. Uh-huh. There's no way! I know him! He's my bro! Uh-huh. Doesn't mean shit, guys. When people want to build viewership, they could just basically do esports as a side thing. I know it's what they do to spend the majority of their time, but the plan is basically to grow a Twitch channel, and Twitch wants you to see do extremely well, so... Actually, kind of want to see that. I think it's in theaters right now. Let's take a look at DeBauer. See what's going on with DeBauer.
Hi and welcome back to another video. Today another episode of Viewer Mail, because Max reached out to me several days ago. He said that he was running a system with the 7900X. Everything was working fine for several weeks, and from one day to the other, like out of nowhere, the CPU was showing 00. Well, the mainboard postcode LED was showing 00, which was kind of like odd, but still this could happen, right? Your CPU or mainboard could die. And when he like disassembled everything and cleaned everything, he reached out to me and said, Roman, I'm not sure what happened, but suddenly I have liquid metal on my CPU. Even though he did not use liquid metal, he used conventional thermal paste. And I said, this doesn't really make sense, so please show some pictures to me. And what I saw, I couldn't really believe it. But that's what we're going to check out in a second. I just want to point out first that I sent him a 7900X 3D in return, so we can take a look at his CPU, and at the same time he can enjoy a new CPU and already have fun with his system again. Hetzner now offers a new dedicated root server powered by a
Yeah, watch it. Yeah, Ooze. Yeah. I'm gonna grab my coffee, guys. Actually, you guys can watch. I can grab my coffee.
CPU, which you should definitely not miss. The AX52 starts at €59 per month and is equipped with two 1TB NVMe SSDs, Gigabyte connection, and as usual unlimited traffic. The powerful 8-core CPU is paired with 64GB of DDR5 memory by default, but can be upgraded to up to 128GB DDR5 memory and even with ECC if required. You will benefit from Hetzner's excellent service, and of course there is no minimum contract period. Find out more in the link below. So you know what I'm talking about? Check this out. Because this looks like a blob of liquid metal, but if we touch it, it's solid. And we also have some like tiny pieces like directly next to it on the left. I had no explanation for this, especially when he reached out and showed me like pictures and videos. I said, this doesn't really make sense. Like I have no clue what this is. But then thinking about it, I thought maybe the CPU had like a failure of temperature protection or something like that. And this way the CPU got so hot that it actually unsoldered itself and died. That is something I think could have happened, and we will try to investigate this. Now the question is, how can we even investigate this? Because if we would just take a delitter and move the IHS back and forth, I have the feeling that we could maybe damage something underneath, or at least we could make it look different than what it looks now. So I'm thinking about maybe taking the CNC mill and mill away one part of the IHS, and then maybe with the macro lens we can take a look like in between. And after that I also checked out he was using X670E Aorus Master, which I also have. We will try to like replicate this with the same like board and BIOS version, maybe check out if there is some issue with the over temperature protection. We fixed the 7900X inside this lapping tool, and this way we can clamp it inside the CNC and then mill away like the top area here of the heat spreader. Now we have the CPU securely fixed inside the device.
I mentioned this before, guys. CNC machines are a fucking flex because they're actually really fucking expensive. So
one quick check.
This is a bit.
That looks good so far.
This is a bigger
right
flex
now,
than
like
someone's car, like a really expensive car. Actually, maybe like a supercar.
Into the back.
Maybe not a supercar. I mean, some of them are really expensive.
As reference, we're always double checking with this 7600X that we did quite a while ago, because we just don't want to like cut into the chip. But also like the depth we're going right now is like 3.5 millimeter, and that would not like go into the chip, just into the solder worst case. Now that we couldn't find anything on the I/O die, like everything looked kind of normal, we will try to close in on one of the CCDs from the right. We now closed into the CCD on the right, and I think same as on the I/O die.
It actually makes me wonder if you could have just put the good CPU in the mounting bracket you see right there, and then probed it. They have a probe basically to check the depth, probed it to figure out the dimensions, and then basically just cut it to the exact dimensions after probing it. And obviously taking into account things like the SMDs and stuff on the top layer. But like you should have been able to measure it and basically kind of map it and then cut it out.
I cannot really spot anything unusual, so I think we will just continue to do the same thing on the left. Kind of I would say the most complicated and expensive deleting I did so far, or most obscure way at least.
Most expensive? Maybe he's renting it. Maybe it costs a lot of money to rent that thing.
That's pretty crazy.
I mean, it'd make more sense.
If we just pay attention to the edges, like the corners where we closed into the chip with the indium solder, all the edges, I/O die, left CCD, right CCD. Seems like there is solder everywhere. It's pretty obscure. Kind of unexpected, but nothing was visible, at least looking from all the edges for I/O die, CCD and everything. That's the reason why I left the bottom corner, so we can still use a deleter and then push away the IHS and maybe look underneath. I even have to check because the solder piece is still in the way. If I can even fit the deleter on. Yeah, with a little bit of pressure should work.
Ah.
The delitter only allows about 1 millimeter of movement, and you can also see that by the additional amount of like solder that's revealed underneath. But that's not enough to like loosen this part entirely. Might be that we have to go with the traditional vise method.
Yeah.
You can see it got loose. I think we were pretty spot on with our first assumption, especially if we look at the heat spreader. The area between the CCDs and the I/O die, there's like this additional piece of indium here. This is not normal. I've never seen this on any other delivered CPU before, and that's also probably why this excessive amount of indium is like hanging off to the side. And you can also see some voids
Boiled it?
inside the solder here, like bubbles. It looks like bubbles.
Yeah.
And we see the same on the CPU. Like areas here and here, we have these voids that I've never seen on any other delivered CPU. And we delivered a lot of Ryzen 7000. This is definitely unusual. And since we know that the CPU worked for several weeks, I would also say that this was not a manufacturing mistake. After investigating my images later, I noticed a few more things which I want to discuss with you. And first of all, we're looking at the CPU in a condition where the heat spreader was still attached. On the PCB, we see some slight damage, which probably occurred while one of the feet of the heat spreader got ripped off during the milling process, and at the same time, it also ripped off 3 of the SMDs. But I mean, CPU is dead anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But what we can see nice and clear are the different layers of the CPU. On the bottom, we see the chip surrounded by underfill that looks like a glue. This is to additionally secure the chip on the PCB. Directly above, we can see the solder layer that is contained of indium. Above, we see the 3.4mm thick heat spreader, and because we know this thickness of 3.4mm, we can easily just do pixel measurement and determine the height of the indium layer. And we had about 235 pixels for the heat spreader and about 24 pixels for the indium sheet, which then equals about 0.35mm for the indium layer. And I know this is not totally accurate and scientific, but even with 10 or 20% tolerance, we still know that it's somewhere between 0.3 and 0.4mm. Now investigating the edges of the I/O die, everything looked kind of normal. I mean, that's what I wanted to do with this entire milling away the heat spreader. Checking the edges of the chips and checking the edges of the CCDs, both for left and right, they all look good. So it's not like all the indium is gone, at least on the edge, it looks pretty normal. Paying more attention to the heat spreader from underneath, we can find more interesting aspects, and especially between the area of the I/O chip and the CCDs, because you can see this gold layer, which is for better wetting conditions during the indium solder process, and typically this area between CCDs and I/O is also gold. But you can see that some of the liquid indium must have flown across this area, which is not normal. I delivered about 30 to 40 AM5 CPUs so far, and none of them looked like this. And not normal are also these holes and craters, which we can see
looks like it boiled.
on the bottom of the heat spreader. And now you could also think that this could be a manufacturing defect, some kind of quality issue that AMD might have during production. I personally don't think that's the case. I don't think that this CPU had some manufacturing defect. And the reason for my theory we can find on top of the CPU dies. And the same kind of holes and craters which we saw on the heat spreader we can find now on the chip. Same thing, same area, and we can
holes
also
in the chip?
see the gold layer shining through from underneath from the chip. And one of these holes, on the left, the bigger one, is especially interesting because if you look at the surface of the indium, you can see that most of it is like mud. And this is due to the delidding process where we moved the IHS slightly, but this hole, you can see it's shiny. And you will only get this shiny surface on the indium if it melted. And this is quite interesting because this means that in this area, in this hole or crater, the indium must have been so hot that it actually melted and flew away. The odd part is still that indium requires about 160 degrees Celsius to be liquid.
That's very hot.
At this temperature, any CPU is usually dead.
Yeah.
That's something, especially with Skylake X, we had several times when we were experimenting with TJ Max offset, where you could increase the safe temperature from 105 degrees Celsius to 115 or 125. and a lot of CPUs, they would die at 125. So I don't see
I
how
was gonna say
a CPU
115.
can see.
Most CPUs will completely cut out. I think Ryzen's, for instance, will cut the power, like internally cut the power at 110 Celsius. No matter, like you have to do a lot of stuff to override that. That's like an internal built-in failsafe. Like even if it starts throttling, like let's say the 13900K will throttle up to 100 Celsius. Like people nowadays, like will freak out about temperatures. Or they used to freak out about temperatures, but a lot of things can get really hot if they're designed to get really hot. So if 110 Celsius is the cutoff, I guess they have a lot of extra wiggle space there because 115 is much hotter than that. So depends on how fast it gets hot, right?
You can reach 160 degrees Celsius. It's so obscure, and also you have to keep in mind that your CPU is also getting cooled. That's also like an interesting aspect because he was using an MSI Core Liquid 280R. We know that the 240R and 360R, some of them
Like
have
if it had to
issues.
get
I'm not
past
sure
all
about
the,
280R.
like if it had to get hot that fast before basically the thermal protection kicked in, that'd be like an insane amount of power that just got pumped through it and then just like instantly burn it.
But even if like the pump was not working or anything,
Like it wouldn't matter
you
what the
still
cooler
have the
is
pump head on there,
if it gets
and
voltage fast enough.
all the liquid would have to evaporate to exceed 100 degrees Celsius because, I mean, you
Even
have
if it
water
did, it wouldn't
inside,
matter because
and as
the
long
thermal
as there's
throttling would
water
kick in.
and it starts to evaporate, all of the water would have to be gone to exceed this
Either that's a
temperature. And
motherboard issue or he
I would
killed
say
it
it's quite
himself.
unlikely. And then still, CPUs typically have safety measures inside to not exceed these temperatures.
Here every day,
which
guys.
is- yeah,
Here every day.
it's
I'm like
just
5
very
million
odd.
people in one.
And if you ever played around with liquid metal, for example, because going back on these like hot spots and also these empty spots which we saw on the CCDs, if you use liquid metal and you apply it and you forget like 1 square millimeter, you can easily get extreme hotspots and temperature issues. You would see a core hitting 95 degrees Celsius, and this would cause the CPU to throttle, which then again causes the CPU to consume less power, which then makes it harder to hit like 160 degrees Celsius, which is the reason why I don't think that it's a manufacturing defect. It's a lot of factors that go into that.
Yeah,
don't really
Chernobyl.
make
That was
sense.
Chernobyl. Someone
One
turned
factor
off a
could be
bunch of
the board.
stuff and it went
Theoretically,
boom.
some boards could disable these safety measures.
Either that or the
As I said
motherboard
before, he
manufacturer
was
pretty
using an
hardcore.
Aorus Master. I thought I have one. I only have an Aorus Extreme. So yeah, it's not exactly the same scenario, which is unfortunate, but just going to use this 7600X on this Aorus Extreme and see what happens if we like take off the cooler while it's running, see how the safety measures like react. I also want to point out that he was not overclocking his CPU, like no modifications, nothing, only loaded expo profile. So that's our testing setup. The Aorus Extreme. I have an AIO mounted with a tiny bit of thermal paste and also just.
You didn't take off the plastic cover on the
AIO while it's running. Okay.
What is this? You can take off the plastic cover on the little metal panel on his SSD heatsink. What is that? That's a little sticker. Oh, there's a couple of them. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a return. He's going to return it after he uses it.
Off the AIO while it's running. Okay. Well, that's quite a lot hotter than I expected. Wait, what? So I will now unmount the AIO. Now checking the temperatures should increase quite quickly. Honestly, that was more than I expected because we all know of the like 95 degrees Celsius limit on the AMD Ryzen CPUs, and for whatever reason, like this was 20 more than usually. I will investigate further. I now adjusted the PBO temperature limit to 95 degrees Celsius. I think that's the stock value. It was set to auto, so I'm not quite sure. Let's see. System is sitting back in Windows, and I'm now going to remove the AIO again.
Yeah. And it also melts to it.
So still, even with this limit, like why can this CPU get so hot on this board?
So, X3D chips are kind of special because they have a piece of HBM memory that's on top of the CPU.
Now it's F8. Still very high CPU temperature. That's possible.
And the HBM can get damaged really easily. When circuits malfunction, they can also do really weird shit. So if it's getting over to like a 115, it could have hit that a couple times, and then it shorted something, which caused the basically run condition that caused it just to explode and melt.
We will see the same temperature region. also way above like 95 until it shuts down. I will now try this like brand new sealed 7600 non-X. Seems to be very similar with the 7600 non-X. I mean, personally, I thought because AMD also lists 95 degrees Celsius as max spec, I thought this would like throttle earlier or like shut down earlier. But it seems to be the same kind of behavior. At least both boards behaved exactly the same, which is a good indicator that it's probably supposed to be this way. I didn't check this before. You probably also didn't. Like, why would you take off a cooler to check the max temperature it reaches before it shuts down? That's typically something you don't do. But everything seems to be kind of normal, so it's probably also not the board. At least, I mean, checking with the RS Extreme, that means that we probably
Chernobyl didn't go bad on its own. It had a lot of help from people involved to make it turn into what it did. So that's why I refer to Chernobyl.
Kill itself. Max, thank you very much for providing this special CPU to us.
CPU destroying channel. I guess it's content. Whatever sells, right?
Enjoyed, like,
so
looking into this and
yeah.
analyzing and stuff. I hope you also
if it works for him.
Interesting insights. And if you have a theory why this could have happened, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time. Bye bye.
My time has come. Sorry that you guys sent him a whole new CPU. Yeah. So my guess is it just hit 115 Celsius a couple, one too many times, and then finally shit the bed in an epic fashion. Interesting. Okay. I'm not going to take a look at Critical Drinker because I kind of actually want to see the movie. So the Hydro of the future, is it just fill up pump storage when the tide comes in, and then it uses a turbine to turn it when the time goes out? I think that's actually already a thing. Okay. Let's take a peek at this, and then Time Scott. Do enjoy a good Time Scott.
Deep in western India lies one of the largest and most controversial dams on Earth. Sardar Sarovar, a mega project that was so important to the government that it inaugurated the world's tallest statue nearby to look over it for eternity. While it was shrouded in controversy for decades, dams like Sardar Sarovar, the Three Gorges, and Itaipu produce hydropower that contribute far more renewable energy to the mix than all other sources combined.
Yep. There's only so
And
many
today,
sources of it, though.
These mega structures are getting more mega.
Good. But we can't build them in the U.S. because environmental concerns. Can't make basins anymore.
It's the largest such project that India has ever commissioned.
A lot is happening with hydropower. But with younger and sexier renewables hogging the limelight,
Sexier
these old and
renewables.
boring structures don't get much attention. Behind the scenes though, hydro dams tell us a really interesting story about our quest for energy and global power dynamics over the last century. Now with a modern twist and a big irony in the tale.
If you look at US, September to October are supposed to be the lowest hydropower output months in 6 years. China, they saw hydropower drop by 30%.
So let's look at what's actually going down with hydro and whether it can continue to play a role in our energy future. Somewhere between all
Doing
the
an upload
chatter
here in the
about
background,
fossil
guys.
fuels destroying the planet and renewables like solar and wind saving us.
This is
lies a
basically
big,
tidal
a
power.
really big grey zone.
Tidal power is usually a thing with
This
like
is
the waves,
occupied
but it could be
by
the same thing.
hydropower, which is grey in every sense. It's kind of sustainable, kind of green, and even only kind of renewable.
But it's
Let's
better
quickly go over how
than
it all works
fossils,
before we
so.
get into it. This is the image most linked to hydro, and rightfully so. Most hydropower comes from dams that are built across rivers. Water is stored in a reservoir, and when we need energy, we let it run through turbines, which then run generators. Of course, not all dams generate hydro, and not all hydro comes from dams. Sometimes turbines are also stuck in a river diversion. Less disruption, but less control.
Yeah,
The
a lot
third
less energy
kind
too.
is pumped storage, where the station is split in two.
Yep, which is
One
what I just
phase
mentioned.
higher. Water is pumped up when there's enough energy and allowed to run
Big
down
battery.
through a turbine.
This is a good way of thinking of a big battery. This is the best way, currently the best way to store energy is pump storage. It's not a battery. It's not a lithium battery. It's not a bunch of lithium batteries. It's not a Tesla wall. It's not a big bunch of batteries. I just keep saying batteries. It's not batteries. It is this. It's mechanical storage, which is, it goes up a hill, it goes down a hill, and turns a turbine both ways. Yeah. Yep.
When energy is needed. This one especially works really well as a large battery that can counter the intermittency of
Here every
solar
day,
and
guys.
wind, which is a real positive for hydropower. We've actually been tinkering with the technology for over 2 millennia, so we have a lot of experience and comfort with this grandfather of renewables. It's reliable, predictable, and available on demand. It integrates well into grids, and over the long term, electricity from
Yep.
hydropower is
And
huge.
people in the U.S. freaked out about the environmental
wonder.
concerns of flooding an area of land, despite the fact that when you flood an area of land, just the fucking environment just goes, hey, there's a lake here now, and then you have lake aquatic life. Okay, yeah. Unless you are like removing a colony of some endangered animal, I don't think it fucking matters, to be perfectly honest. You can flood all the area you want, assuming that you're keeping enough for other things in the world, right? But everyone in the U.S., we've gotten to the point in the U.S. where you can't build dams anymore because
Some countries
it
rely
disrupts
really
it disrupts the
heavily on it,
environment, right?
But, there's one
But
major
at the
problem.
end of the day, does disruption really matter, or does saving the planet matter, right? At the end of the day, you can, don't change anything. The environment has to be pristine, and we never change anything. Don't cut down trees. Don't make lakes. Don't terraform, right? Well, at the end of the day, if you're choosing between saving the planet because we are destroying it with climate change, or building some reservoirs, I would choose reservoirs. I think most people at this point would choose reservoirs. Once again, we talk about people being extremists on either left or right, and it goes for a lot of different things where people are extremists and they go to the ideological limit of what you're capable of doing, and that's not sustainable. That's not how real life works. Real life is made up of compromises, right? Real life is comprised of compromises, is what I was going to say. Uh-oh. DMCA.
Free
You guys didn't hear that.
flowing rivers, or rather, what dams do to them. Freshwater ecosystems have declined faster than all others, including forests.
Big
affected by
CO2 investment? What do you mean by that?
And dam construction is the #1 reason for this.
By the way, when you grow trees, you're basically
Dam, of
trapping
course, is the poster
CO2
child
into
of
the
this
tree,
strategy.
which then is released if you burn
And
it.
many projects have come
You
up
guys are
with
curious
ways to
about
get
that. So
fish
it's not
off
like it doesn't
dams.
disappear.
Some work and some are downright ridiculous.
Fish cannons? I love fish cannons. Oh
But
yeah.
it's not only about fish, so it's also about other organisms that are in the river.
Christiane Zafel looks at the many ways hydropower disrupts entire water systems.
Uh-oh.
You have layers within the
I mean,
reservoir.
so
And
one thing to
in
consider here,
some of
guys,
the lowest
is this is now her job to say no, and this is why. Rather than compromise. This is someone's literal job to say no. Yeah. So you have to consider there is a financial element here, which is she is doing something that is her job, right? Which is to defend the water, the estuaries. What are they called? Is it estuary? Use you. Tidal mouth of a large river where a tide meets the stream. Not really an estuary. Rivers, whatever.
layer
Watersheds.
is the coldest one. And so if you, let's say at the hydropower dam, from time to time, you open up
Yeah, kind of like watersheds. Not really. I mean, just water system. I don't know what that'd be.
Electricity. And then you usually have a very strong and
Dam is a lot of
cold
concrete, sure it is.
peak of water. So that is also affecting other types of organisms in the end.
Everything is heavy in pollution.
But
I mean,
dam
that's kind of a
building is
gross
bad in other ways too.
oversimplification, but
Steel and cement used to build plants are some of the most carbon-intensive.
did you watch this?
materials on
Did you
Earth.
fast forward,
There's
Ooze?
more.
Did you literally fast forward in the video? You fast forwarded in the video, didn't you? You fast forwarded in the video. You 100% fast forwarded. Tell me right now. You fast forwarded. You fast forwarded.
Green and sustainable. One big reason that's true is because greenhouse gas emissions from reservoirs in the tropics have proven to be ridiculous. As submerged trees degrade much faster than normal, they release methane and end up making hydro projects worse for the climate than comparable coal plants.
So, the idea here is you should cut down all the trees before you make the reservoir and bury them somewhere. Problem solved. Problem solved. Cut down all the trees, bury them. Check.
This NASA graphic shows the more immediate impacts. The Three Gorges Dam flooded 13 cities, 140 towns, and over
They'll be fine.
1,300 villages.
Give them government housing.
It even changed the local weather. Being so huge, it's even caused earthquakes in the region. The Ataturk
Oh.
Dam in Turkey has created a huge block to the Tigris that has ended up causing severe water shortages downriver in Iraq.
Sure,
Then in
Turkey
the
doesn't care.
Himalayas, where 550 projects are underway, dams have made the impact of landslides worse.
Okay, Ooze.
Over the years,
Seems like you
hydro dams
fast
have also
forwarded a minute.
displaced at least 80 million people from their homes. You might be thinking a lot of this is old news, and you're right, it is. In the case of Sardar Sarovar, local people were protesting the environmental effects and social costs already back in the 1980s. Eventually, the World Bank, one of the largest funders, pulled out under pressure, and many other banks followed suit. But now many are back.
We are seeing development banks and governments embracing large hydro.
Jocelyn Medai
because
is
it's one of the
deputy
best
director
options
of
we
the
have right now.
International Accountability
Rocking a hard
Board
place,
that
guys.
looks into corruption and injustices linked to internationally funded infrastructure.
We started to get feedback and concerns about specific projects, and many of them were hydropower. And this does not surprise me at all. With the climate crisis, there's a push for renewable energy.
That's right, the big push for hydro today is coming from the climate movement. Since compared to fossil fuels, hydro doesn't look so bad. At COP26 in 2021, many countries pushed for hydropower as a key source of clean energy in their mix.
Yeah.
In early 2023, the International Renewable Energy Agency declared that we need hydropower capacity to double by 2050 to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees. But the thing is, not much has changed in terms of social or environmental impacts since hydro's days with a bad reputation.
I mean, you have to flood a large area of land. You're not getting away from that. You could make it all underground, and that'd be super fucking expensive. So,
and it's,
yeah.
you know, it's because there are very deep-seated asymmetries in power between communities and project proponents, right? The governments, the development banks, the companies, the investors. And that hasn't changed.
No.
That hasn't changed at all.
Okay.
The asymmetries
Make a
are
dam.
clear when you look at where most mega projects are planned.
Yeah, well, I mean, nuclear takes even
Africa,
longer,
South
so
America,
yeah.
Eastern Europe, and South and Southeast Asia.
Nuclear
And most
is
of these
very
are
important,
funded by US, European, and Chinese-backed banks.
as are other
IEP
renewable
and
energy
other
sources,
organizations have
or
found that these projects leave a lot of
pseudo-renewable
scope
energy
for
sources.
corruption. Often the loaning countries, banks, intermediaries, and even local governments take most of the profit, especially through infrastructure contracts and by providing technical expertise. Most of the burden is borne by the local environment and communities who can lose their livelihood and homes, and are often even
move
left
to the
without
city.
electricity themselves. This brings us to the irony in the tale. Hydro has had its boomer phase, and today, this tech that's meant to mitigate the climate crisis is becoming a big victim of the crisis itself.
Yeah.
As rivers either flood or dry up, the productivity of all kinds of hydropower, big and small, is dramatically dropping. Water levels in reservoirs in central and south Brazil have fallen by more than half over the last 20 years.
Yeah,
It looks like
water
the tall
matters.
statue at Sardar Sarovar won't be looking at a functional dam for eternity. The climate aspect is rarely being considered in new dam projects, even on the last
Pretty
untapped
much,
rivers.
because people are asking for someone to act like, you know, like some sort of important person in like a china shop, right? And you realize that climate change is going to destroy the china shop, and you have to go through there and do as much as you can before the china shop explodes, right? Save as much as you can. Yeah. So obviously China is going to end up on the ground, and maybe your prize collection is going to end up broken, but it's in lieu of saving all the other China pieces that you can. So, yeah. People that like to be super idealistic, like when we started this video, guys, people that like to be super idealistic, you don't always get to be super idealistic unless you have a lot of money, time, and you don't need to worry about anything. Like, that's not where we are right now.
If we build all these large hydropower dams that are currently planned, 52% of the remaining free-flowing rivers, the big ones in the tropics, they would be fragmented.
So
Good.
we need hydro.
You can do things, by the way, with hydro dams. You can do things like fish steps. So there's ways of getting wildlife around the hydro dam, like let's say fish lifts, fish dams, fish
There's
fish
a
stairs.
potential for a 9% increase in global hydropower capacity without building any new
I don't want to shop for them.
facilities.
Kayla Garrett works at a hydro.
There's ways of getting
research lab in
around.
Texas, where they looked into 3
There's ways
in
of
which
getting
this
around
can be
hydro
done.
dams.
The
So
first category was dams that are used for anything other than hydropower. which
obviously,
already
bigger dams are
have
going to have
an
more
impact on
problems
the
with this, but you can
environment.
still do this with big
We
dams.
put in generators, turbines, and maybe some transmission lines. But in the scale of entirely new hydropower development to retrofitting an existing
Why are these all women?
power dam for generation, there is a lot of untapped potential
Huh.
there.
The second category was plants that need upgrading, including generator units or software upgrades. And then a third category.
We know from seeing it in our day to day that there is an abundance of dams that are
No,
smaller.
no, not
So this may
micro.
be,
No,
a farmer who's got
no,
a small dam built on his property. for free.
no, micro, no. Micro hydro produces a lot less fucking energy than solar panels do or wind turbines. It is a waste of money. It is an absolute fucking waste of money. Basically, you take a bunch of little small streams and you put a bunch of little turbines in them and you generate power. They don't generate any meaningful amount of energy. And as such, you have to get the energy back to the grid if you actually want to do anything with it in the first place. It's a huge waste of money. It's micro hydro. And this is not an answer to anything. You can't put a bunch of tiny little turbines all over the place. That's not the way the world works. Solar is a better answer. Wind is a better answer. Hydro, that's not hydro. Hydro is a better answer, not the abomination she's suggesting. I've seen this. I've looked at it before. And then you're like, hey, look, guys, there's a water wheel here and it generates 500 watts. And you're like, you're 0.5 kilowatts, which is 500 watts. You're like, oh, okay. What are you going to do with that? Heat a third of a microwave? Yeah, no.
Um,
Like
upon
a 1 megawatt
rate
unit,
versus
which is something
farming
that's kind of
operations.
useful,
There's this many
is pretty big.
additional opportunities
No,
for
they aren't.
hydropower
This is
development
not
very
an answer.
small
This is like the people that suggest that you can put fucking solar panels under roadways. That doesn't work because the roadways stretch fucking everywhere, and then you have to get that power from point A to point B. It's a trap. It's a startup company, so I don't know if she's involved with it. I don't know what her title was. But this is like there's a bunch of new renewable green energy companies that fundamentally have flawed ideas, and the mini turbines are one of them. You guys can look into them yourself. They produce no fucking power, and they require a significant amount of area to work in the first place. Micro hydro, yeah, I'll just dig some streams in my backyard or something.
Much more palatable,
Yeah, no, this doesn't work.
quick.
You guys can look at it yourself. This is a bad idea. And micro hydro is a terrible idea.
Boost isn't what the energy agency
I thought this
said.
was something. I don't know if what's called tidal power, but basically, imagine having a dam on the coast, right? The tide comes in, the tide goes out. If you have enough space on the other side, when the tide comes in, it drains into a reservoir, and when it goes out, it goes back to sea, right? You could do something like that. Obviously, it depends on the level difference. I don't know what the level difference is between incoming and outgoing tide. I mean, you probably could look it up.
Needed, but it's a
And it probably
significant
changes
step
based
in
on
our
the season.
energy goals. Kayla also argues that it makes far more sense from an economic standpoint. Some dams might still need to be built, but these can be used for more than just hydro.
In general, and this is kind of
Tidal
key, where you
range.
have to think in a
NOAA.
whole system. And this is also true for thinking in terms of renewables. It's important to
How much
think
does the sea
about
level change with
how
tide?
to combine
40 feet. That's more than
renewables.
enough.
So,
It just has to be wide,
solar
and
photovoltaic,
basically it has to be
wind,
wide and long.
and so
It has to
on.
be a bunch of surface area.
This is already happening in some places. On Portugal's giant Alqueva
Daily changes in sea level caused by
floating
lunar
solar
tides in
panels
Northern
feed
California differs
surplus
between high and
energy
low
directly into
level
the
hovers
hydro
around
system.
3 feet. In other parts of the world's tides may differ as little as 1 foot to as much as 40 feet. So I guess it depends on where you are. That's even weirder, because you would assume that, like, you know, with the way water's distributed around the world, right? The water level is going to rise and fall the same amount no matter where you are. Assuming basically tide levels. That's crazy though. It can be as much as 40 feet in one area and 1 foot in another.
renewable energy.
With the
And
day-night
then
cycle.
taking a step back, we need to look at the entire power structure of power.
We need to open this process up to communities, make them also
Exerted
leaders
by the
in
moon and
designing their own
sun. I knew
development. They
that.
have their own expertise. Many of them have been stewards of the land. We have to center them in this process.
There's probably someone thought of
And the
this already.
solution to the
Dams
climate crisis
using
that doesn't
tidal
do
range.
that is just going to reinforce old problems.
Panel has women on it.
That
What happened to all the men?
that we
I
should
guess
not be
men are dumb,
enforcing.
so.
Energy from hydro needs to be a part of our future, but not at the cost
Tidal
of so much
barrage.
else. When this is considered, we can move towards a truly
Here we
green
go.
future.
It's actually the name. It's called tidal barrage. It's a dam-like structure used to capture energy from masses of water moving in and out of Bay River due to tidal forces. I mean, that kind of naturally does it, right? And I know this is a thing where you have a narrow passageway where the tide goes in and tide comes out, and then they put wind turbines or tidal turbines in the bottom of it. Not really what I was thinking of, though. But basically the same thing.
Future. Come back to our channel every week for more ideas like this.
The placement of a barrage into an estuary has considerable effect on the water inside the basin and the ecosystem. Many governments have reluctant in recent times to grant approval for tidal barrages. Surprise. Through research conducted on tidal plants, it has been found that a tidal barrage constructed at the mouth of estuaries pose similar environmental threats as large dams. Yeah, like we've gotten to the point, guys, where environmentalism hates itself. we can't have even stuff that's kind of green anymore. We have to have purely green options or something that masks the footprint so well that people are like, oh yeah, let's do that. Like solar. Solar has a lot of byproducts, for instance. It's still better than wind, and nuclear still has a lot of byproducts. Everything's going to have byproducts. But with this, you go outside and you see a giant lagoon that's seawater, and you're like, oh no, that used to be a beach. You know, one of those things, right? Not in my backyard. It actually has a name, Nimba. Not in my backyard. NIMBY? Oh no, I wanted to go there and walk my dog. Yeah, instead you're, saving the world, so. Yep. I don't know, like, yeah, there is no pros or cons in here. Basically, they just said dams are bad. The video here, how to solve our big dam problem? There wasn't an answer here. It was microhydro, which is not an answer to anything, and dams are bad. Yeah, that's not helping anyone. Let's just stick to coal. Let's stick to coal or gas or oil. Why not? Yeah, that's a better option. Don't even do the dam. Would you rather have a coal power plant or would you rather have a hydropower plant? You get to pick. There's one answer. You have to pick which one you want. Would you rather have coal or hydro? Yeah. And here we are. And obviously, it's more complicated than that because you can then do solar and wind too, right? But it's everything working together. You don't always have options to put solar where you can put hydro and wind where you can put solar and vice versa, right? It's area dependent. And nuclear is actually cheaper than cheaper than wind depending on where you're putting it in. But people hate nuclear right now. But hydro is very important. Mainly, it does even putting aside dams, like hydro for pump storage is really important. So what you expect people to just burrow a giant hole in the ground to make their pump storage, which you could potentially do, and that makes it much, much, much more expensive. So yeah, pump storage is going to have to become a bigger thing too because of the changes between green energy. We need a storage device, right? Right now we're using coal as a storage device. Downvote time? Yeah, I don't know what was going on. I should get the add-on that lets you see downvotes. Small hydro is very small. Small hydro, while you think about it, doesn't make sense. When you start getting to any meaningful amount of power from hydro, it's going to have a lake behind it. You can't just put it in a river. Yeah, there's just people hating on hydro when they don't consider the the non-answer here. Like, so anyone that hates hydro, the opposite answer here is you have to have coal, right? And you can say, oh, do solar, oh, do wind, but it doesn't always work that way depending on where you are because they don't always have prime spots. Like yesterday, we watched the video on wind turbines, offshore wind turbines, which are 4 times the price of nuclear. Yeah, for the cheap ones, they're 4 times the price of nuclear, and they're only very specific spots that you can install them in. It really, really, really depends, and you can't be. People are nowadays are way, 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 way too ideological for their own good. They've reached the point where they're like, no, I don't want to do anything unless it fits all my criteria. But you can't always get stuff that fits your criteria. It's like fucking dating now. You can't always get everything that fits your criteria. It's give and take, right? The way the world works now. Yeah, you mean the little Doge symbol on Twitter now? Probably. This guy? The April Fool's Doge symbol? I don't know if this is April Fool's, but yeah, this guy? Yeah. I saw that already. That's there. Yeah, this is not really well put. There's not an answer here. No, this is not a good video. It's not a good video. Lake Mead and Powell should be covered in circular two-axis floating solar lily pads that rotate with the sun angle control. Okay. Wait, what? I was kind of like, maybe that kind of makes sense up until the point where they started mentioning that these floating lily pads have to change their angle with the sun. Not just a cover, like a sheet that you can put over the top of Lake Mead. No, they want to have controllable solar axis solar panels on Lake Mead. Yeah, I've seen those, by the way, in real life. They generate like no power, and while they're cool and they're artistic, they're not good from an economic standpoint. Like, they don't make sense, which is why you don't see them pretty much anywhere. I saw one in Switzerland. Uh, Lily Pad solar panel. There's a company that makes them. Once again, there's a bunch of companies that make called flower solar panel. Called Smart Flower. No, that's not. Gary here. like it looks really cool, and it does. It's art. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that this whole contraption here adds a bunch of ROI to basically something that's going to net you it's going to net you more power, but it's not going to be enough to make up for it. So, yeah. And just because it can store itself underground and hide does not mean, it's for some rich person's front yard to make themselves look green. Take a closer look at some of the far-reaching consequences of hydroelectric dams and ask what can be done to develop this technology to better balance the energy and conservation. There isn't. You have to make the dam out of concrete. It's going to release carbon dioxide. That's just the way the world's going to work. And you either have a choice between a hole in the ground, which is going to be insanely expensive, or covering parts of a natural geographic area with water. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's really going to change its physics. It's basic physics, which is water goes down, turns a turbine. Maybe water goes back up and pumps it back up through the turbine, which is what pump storage is. Or it just turns the turbine one direction. So, such an educating video. No, they didn't offer any options. They just said there's a problem with dams and don't think about them, and then talked about micro hydro, which is bad. Nice video, but I think the argument at the end of that we kind of need every community to be happy with energy transition is kind of dangerous. For example, nobody wants to live close to wind turbines, power lines, or nuclear. Sure, nuclear is very safe. So oh no, you're, tinfoil hat moment there. It's gonna bite you in the ass, sort of shit. But compared to other energy generations, nuclear is very safe. So just because you're Homer Simpson, you go up back and you see the giant fucking cooling stacks, doesn't mean you're in danger. So, yeah, it's better than being around a coal power plant or a gas power plant. And actually, well, coal for sure. Gas, less emissions than coal. But sure, you should listen to your communities and try to benefit them with the project. But if you take 20 years to build a transmission line, we'll never decarbonize electricity pace we need. Yep. Use rooftop solar, offshore wind, but everything will end up with 2 to 3 times the Yep. Fukushima. There's less, yeah, we talked about that. I mentioned that every time. It kind of blows people's minds, right? Like, you're thinking of nuclear power plants, you're like, oh, it emits so much radiation, right? No, coal power plants actually emit more radiation than nuclear power plants do yearly. I mean, putting aside Chernobyl, which didn't have a containment vessel, putting aside Chernobyl, yeah, nuclear power plants actually emit less radiation than coal does. That's kind of a mind blower right there, guys. You are safer around a nuclear power plant than you are around coal as far as radiation goes. Crazy shit, right? It's always important to talk about it. Yeah, there's it's actually a thing. If you guys didn't know, the majority of our oxygen is actually produced by green aquatic life, by algae, basically. So, yeah, and you can offset it that way too. You can produce oxygen. I mean, does it consume? I think it consumes carbon dioxide too, and changes it to oxygen. Yeah, for sure. They didn't cover that either as the offset of algae, right? Nope. Didn't talk about that. We don't need to decarbonize electricity, we need to decentralize electricity. Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's not the way the world works. How do you want to fund corporates or commercial and industrial? And you go, oh, they'll just do it themselves. You realize you buy stuff from commercial and industrial, right? Like everything interoperates with itself. This is the whole reason, like, we don't just charge money for the amount of distance you drive. Sometimes it's in gas tax, right? And tolls. But we don't purely just charge you for the amount of distance you drive. Excuse me. Because at the end of the day, companies drive a lot more than you do. And most people would pay basically nothing. And with a service like roads and infrastructure, you need to have a bunch of people chipping in. Otherwise, things get really, 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 really fucking expensive. And then you lose them. So, yeah. I wonder if you can make gummies off that. Make algae gummies? No. Okay. Let's move along here, guys. I do like talking about energy. Let's take a look at... Oh, this is 10 minutes. Oh, do we have 10 minutes? What time is it? No, we'll save it. We're kind of light on videos right now anyways. We'll save Tom Scott for tomorrow. Interesting. But yeah, that was a kind of a pointless video. Microhydro is not... doesn't work. It generates nothing. And then you have to have a bunch of them. And basically, it makes solar... It's like solar, but much worse. So, yeah, don't do microhydro. Do solar instead. If it's either or between those two options, definitely do solar. Let's take a look at the Reddits. Lifeweaver is the new hero for the next season. Yeah. 12 hours ago. I believe this, yeah, the patch notes and shit aren't live. Apparently, a lot of content creators got exclusive access. Yeah, he has basically a shitload of utility, so it's going to be another Anna, which is going to be insanely OP, because Anna is already very OP. Yeah, so this is tomorrow. Take a look at it tomorrow when everything releases. Apples being removed will be the best thing in Season 4, yep. Yep. And they should bring back to CP. Push it. It was because it's sometimes... capture meter. Board see the game much sooner if they didn't have them. Yep. Kind of conflicted with the whole art direction in Overwatch 2 is that it sucks. Oh, he's talking about the skins now too. I'd agree with that. The One Punch Man shit. I mentioned this before. When you open up the meme parody gallery, where you have crossover skins, it's cool and everything, but you have to realize at the same time you sacrifice your game's aesthetic to do this shit, and you end up with really stupid stuff. It's one of the reasons I said that they should originally remove the fucking pink and teal skin. The pink and teal Overwatch League skin is really fucking stupid. It's just there to look really stupid, so people buy it, and I guess they got away with it. Now at this point, when there's Overwatch 2 skins in the game, it really doesn't even matter. Or not Overwatch, One Punch Man skins in the game, it doesn't matter anymore. They ruined their aesthetic. It prints money, don't get me wrong, it prints money, and that's probably something you want as a game developer, but it's a double-edged sword, because you ruined your game's aesthetic to put a meme in the game, so, yeah. Putting aside the fact that everything's, like, the contrast, it's really bright or really dark, is dumb, too. I thought this was talked about. Ah, someone got the opportunity to make fan art already of the new hero. So they definitely knew that this hero was coming up prior to them making this. Probably leaked from someone else in the community that told them about it. And showed them a picture. Oh yeah. Any Reddits. A620 motherboards are ideal for 65-watt TDP. Higher TDP support is not guaranteed. That depends on the manufacturer. They definitely can make higher TDP motherboards for it. And yeah, the 8620 is going to be a game changer for someone that wants to build a low-end PC now, or even just a mid-range PC. Because you're talking a $100 motherboard and then match it with like a 7800X3D, and you have a beautiful, beautiful setup. That cuts out like $150 on the motherboard. And then you get the cheaper X3D. Cheaper X3D. This is actually, so I have this thread here, guys. It's actually, this is stealth deleted. I asked the mod to authorize it, but this is actually not here. This is auto-modded. This thread actually doesn't exist. Yep. Trying to get help on my processor, and it got auto-modded. It's not actually there. Good. Then I messaged the mods, and they didn't give a shit, so. Spider-Man skin, I mean, Marvel's its own thing. I kind of doubt they're going to do a Marvel crossover. Anime's cheap. I think pretty much most anime studios are willing to do crossovers, and anime IP is willing to do crossovers. US IP is more than likely not. Like comic books and stuff like that, DC, Marvel, although they did Marvel in Fortnite, I think. They did some Marvel in Fortnite. It's much more expensive. That's my IP. Don't use it, even though it helped them out. Don't use my IP. And Marvel could really use some help right now, because they're definitely, I mean, it wouldn't matter if you get to see the characters more, because you just don't give a shit about the character. Characters suck, so. Tunneling is not a toxic, it's a viable strategy. You getting tunnel of the game for the 34th match in a row. Okay. Cool. Suffer. Suffer more. It's a survivor-driven game, so... There's something under my mouse, and I can't fucking figure out what it is. Rubbing it across the bottom. It's like a piece... somewhere. Oh, we forgot to look at the 700 overclocking video, or 4090 overclocking video. Oh, guess we will tomorrow. I keep forgetting about that. Okay. We're going to play some Overwatch 2 here, guys. On to the Gamazes. And do some tweaking here tonight, too. Sound device, don't want that. That's where we're at, though. Did I hit my camera again? Kind of, not really, kind of, yeah. Okay. I need to go take a piss, guys. Watch my coffee cup out. I'll be right back. Yeah. Oh, good. Oh my god, I left you guys with no sound. No. You need the ambience to soothe your soul. Ah! How many cheaters are we going to run into tonight, guys? Let's find out. I do love cheaters. In a platonic sort of, hateful way. Anyways. Changed a couple things here off stream. Mainly my mouse ports. I fucked around with them. Earlier this morning, because I play offline too. Mm-hmm. Large toenail, huh? Good. I think D503 we reported before. No.
Strike from above. Establishing aerial position.
Fruition comes from without, as does failure.
What did I do last night? Definitely changed my ports.
You're still hiding. When are you coming?
What was the other one?
I'm trying very hard. Please be patient with me.
I've been patient for years. What's a little while longer?
Wow. Just give it. Bruh.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Aerial positioning underway.
Wait up.
Together will not fail. Sniper detected.
I wanted to point out the area. If you double F, it should literally just, shouldn't point out someone, it should point out the area. I think we're gonna go back to Violet or Magenta. The auto cleanse. Buddy. I see. Huh. Huh. Somehow just hit me perfectly fine through that tree.
Making another
No. When I was still climbing. No. We'll go with it, you know. We'll see where things go. I shouldn't have charged. The moment you get a pick, it seems like people like immediately counter pick you. That's the guy that was missing shots earlier. They immediately counter pick you. So if you score a kill, someone will like immediately try and kill you, or you'll die. Like, I don't even want to say try to kill you, as in like it's something that's based on chance or you have a chance to avoid. Rather, it's almost like it's built into stone, and not necessarily because there's a... Not because there's like divine intervention, but rather it seems like people use that time period to toggle. Because they decide they're going to be behind if they don't toggle, and they don't want to let it snowball. That's cheating. That was definitely hard lock to me.
Okay,
good.
My head's in the game.
Like I said, two things. Someone jump shots. Also, the moment someone does a jump peek, literally just hide. This guy's toggled at this point. Just hide. We're gonna squelch him. I've definitely seen this guy's name before. I thought it was just a random number and then letters, but I think it was actually this guy's name. So we're gonna squelch him at the end of this when I report him. See if he disappears and then reappears. Oh. Make some good footage here. Ah, the miss grapple. That 100% accuracy though, while aiming to me while I was behind the pillar because she knew where I was.
Aerial positioning underway.
Yeah, you guys definitely cheating. So I guess he banked accuracy at the beginning of the match when he missed a bunch of shots. Huh. Like I could go in there and ult, but it's not gonna matter, so I'm gonna die to the Widow before I actually get a chance to do it, unless she toggles off. She's not killing anyone right now though. Is she just shooting random shit? No, she's shooting me. She just couldn't see more than my feetsies, so. Notice how she can't fucking shoot me? Even though my little feetsies are exposed. Oh, I just exposed myself. That's not what we want to do. No. Not sure why a bridge would go in, but, you know. Yeah. She couldn't shoot me until she got line of sight on my head or my chest. I love this map purely because you can tell when people are cheating. Like the shit cheaters need to have your head and chest exposed in order for it to lock onto you. They can't shoot your lower torso or dick shots, despite them being insanely accurate. You do it in a couple places of the map. One is right there. This is another one right here. And they'll probably see them come around the left side here when they get pissed off enough. Might as well try it. No, she's just gonna 100% accurate. We're just gonna leave. Yeah, so she's still toggled. Doesn't miss. Good. There's another spot where you can line of sight them using banister tech, Ben Sam banister tech. Right here, where you just hide your top and head. And it's basically like armor. Good. Oh, then I exposed my head and chest. Notice how she can't shoot my fucking feet? She had to walk up there. Yeah. I could have queued there too, and I was contemplating on doing that. Hand camp? Well, I assume so. What else would it be? Graboid? Hey, buddy. Ah, you knew what I was doing. Hey! Won the dance off, guys. Buddy. No, she's going on the left side. Why would you peek back into that? There we go. Why would you peek back into that? I understand you do boatloads of damage, but holy shit, I just dropped on her head, by the way. She just tried to headshot me through the shield. Luckily, the guy's reaction time's kind of poop, because there's been a couple cases where I've exposed my body. Excuse me. Okay. The Sombra? I missed. Oh, well, that sucks. Hey, look, guys, a headshot. Right when it mattered. Off the top of the corner at high magnification. Just shot the wall. Just shot the corner of the wall. Oh, look, shot me in the face. Your DPI could be cheating? Yeah, it sure could. But I wouldn't fucking talk about cheating if I cheated. The reason being is because it works in my favor. Why would I talk about cheating? It does not help your stream grow talking about cheating at all, in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah, I could be cheating. For sure. I don't think I don't think you could make a case for me cheating and talking about cheating all the time. In any way, shape, or form. Mainly because it wouldn't help me anyway. You don't build a channel off talking about cheating. You basically get a bunch of angry boys that come in here and yell at you because they think cheating's not real. Ah, not too bad. Once again, the whole game just stalled here once we reached the doorways and we could do banister tech. This guy's definitely cheating. Yep. Good for her. That was some massive pre-aim at multiple points in that match. Okay, we're going to squelch this guy, so if I see him again... I've definitely seen this name before. We'll know. This is a gold player. That's a gold widow, guys. You guys just saw a gold and silver widow. That was a gold... That was a gold and silver widow. What is fucking Overwatch if that's a gold and silver widow? What is this game if that is a gold and silver widow? Oh, what? 5118? Which, by the way, probably means this is a bot account. 4228, 4615. I mean, the accuracy's not actually that bad. Did she even play in those seasons? 17 minutes. It's like one game. Yeah, the fuck is this shit? That's not a gold or silver widow, mind you. 11 hours of comp time. As I mentioned, I've seen this guy before. I'm very certain this is someone's hacked account. So what they do, guys, if they get caught, is they just buy a new account, and depending on what they want, they'll buy something fancy. This guy got one with a lot of playtime on it, and literally just changed the name. So as I mentioned, I've seen this guy's name before. 100% cheats. 100% cheats. I've reported him before, too. And he just bought someone's new... gold and silver. He bought someone's hacked account, and then just name changed it. Holy fucking shit. Yeah, so he's squelched now, which I'm pretty sure does not go away. So that's not going to disappear. That guy is definitely cheating. Called that shit. And I guarantee you we probably would have lost that if we didn't have banisters. Because as it turns out, when I literally can sit up there in the air, he can't shoot me. Well, he could shoot me if he's good enough. He can't shoot me. And I can shoot him. What the fuck, guys? Gold and Silver Widow that just hits constant fucking headshots when they want to? Yeah. Beginning of the match, they hit nothing. And then 1 to 2 minutes into the match, all of a sudden, killing everything, including our teammates, just me, just out of nowhere. It's Gold, Silver, Widow. That's what that was. Gold, Silver. The game told me. That's what Gold and Silver looks like. I wonder what fucking top 500 is then. These aren't bronze. So I believe it's below gold is actually a below average player. So you like when you're first place, the lowest your place is like gold, if I remember right. And then you actually get pushed down. If you do bad enough, you get pushed down into silver and bronze. So you actually have to do worse than average player, like a mediocre player, to end up in silver and bronze. It's like the kind of walled garden of Overwatch that you're not supposed to get into unless you really need it. Those guys barely know what they're doing, and obviously wouldn't be very fair. That's why SBM exists, by the way, guys. There's some people that really need it. And apparently if you buy an account, it just comes with it, so... Gold and Silver Widow. I wonder if the guy even looked at his stats after buying that account, because he has a lot of playtime on it. Very accurate, McCree. Cut. Yep.
Damage. Verstanden. I will not waste this opportunity.
Remarkable distance. Shall we keep going?
What? He's not even watching the corner. It's another banister tech, guys. These are more difficult because they're rounded at the top, and it allows you to expose yourself instead of being more precise with it. And you accidentally expose yourself, and that's all I need to snap to you. I just hit him on the left side, or his right side, and it pushed him back. Ow.
Making another approach.
What the fuck was that? I mentioned before, it's like concussion missile or physics interactions are broken in the game. This is why work from home ended, guys. I like bringing it up every time. A lot of people don't really realize there's a pretty big cut. Yeah.
We must stop them or our lead will be compromised.
Yeah. She's just running weird now? What is she even doing? Buddy. Oh, there's a revenge kill. Yeah. Why would you go into that? Why would you do that? Again, just like that Widow last match, guys. It's kind of weird how they're super fucking accurate and just decide that they want to go and... He could have saved it. Like, he could have been fine back there and he probably been able to kill me. Maybe. I had a lot of support at the end there. Hey, buddy. I don't want your aimbot grenade. It's like baiting the aimbot grenade is like half a plane Pharah now. What's going on here? I don't know, I'm not dead right now. What do you say, the Mercy Heal bot? Did I get him? Sounds like it. No. I fucking hate Bap so much. Like, he is so incredibly hard to hit because of his slow fall. I don't know why it's harder than every other character in the game. It's just like Mercy's that are, like, slow falling on the ground. Hey guys, let's buff Bap's light to 25%, because having a 10% light isn't as useful when it just heals people. The light literally heals people to 25% if they're below it, by the way. So. Okay. Is Mr. McCree very accurate now? Kind of feels that way. Shall we go get let's eat a aimbot grenade? Hey, buddy. There it is. Bap is very accurate, too.
Issuing an alert. Increasing altitude.
Yoink. Excuse you. Incredibly hard to hit, guys. Also very accurate.
Let's show
Not as bad as trying to kill Ulti Mercy, though. Fifth dimensional fighter jet knows Mercy. I think it has a lot to do with Bap's slow fall, because when he flies up into the air and then he falls down, like he doesn't fall at normal speed, he slow falls. And then there's still the McCree. There's a Me Too Pharaoh. And dead.
Ooh, I'm gonna shove them in a locker.
13%, guys. That's where the directs really fucking matter, because he spends so much time in the air. You basically either have to hit a direct on him in the air or you have to hit it on the ground, but because he has so many cooldowns that heal him for a ridiculous amount of health, including his lamp, which then you have to land 2 directs on. Makes it very difficult to hit. Like, you can spend a shitload of time in combat. He's hitting a lot of shots now. Huh. Wow, he's popping off, guys! He spent all match basically hitting jack shit, and all of a sudden he's insanely accurate. I wonder what's going on there. Also, the BAP is very accurate too. That's not helping things. It's like at 70% accuracy, I'd say. So McCree might be cheating. I don't know with the BAP yet. When he's had the humiliating defeat. Unrelated. McCree again. And we didn't get a kill cam. Yeah, pretty sure the McCree's toggled now. Yeah, he's definitely toggled. That's the same shitbird that couldn't hit shit at the beginning of the match. So McCree's cheating for sure. How much you want to bet he shows up here? Oh?
They're gaining on us. Don't let them.
Might as well. Oh.
Overtime.
Uh-huh. Holy shit. Uh-huh.
Play of the game.
Who buys that fucking shit? Who literally buys that shit? I stood up in my chair. We're gonna squelch it. I've definitely seen this guy named Eclipse before. We're gonna squelch him. Obviously Eclipse being a generic name, but I've definitely seen Eclipse before. I don't know if I reported him, but I've definitely seen the name around. And usually it takes a couple days, so we might see him still tonight. It's not instant. Like a week, we'll see. Definitely seen an Eclipse. Why we squelch him. If it's a no-name, like it's someone I don't recognize, I don't bother squelching him. We didn't see really any pre-aim. At the end there, it looked like something was going on, but we didn't, watch that. Different player. Baptiste might have been cheating too, I don't know. I just got pissed on, though. I don't even know I was getting pissed on. Baptiste is very, very difficult to deal with one-on-one unless you're hit scan. Because he spends so much time in the air, as I mentioned. That's crazy. Good, good, good.
Strike from above. Taking off. Double switch.
Good evening, Karen. Oh my god.
Traveling to Havana.
Someone who knows how to get what she wants. Oh! Assumingly she.
Select your hero.
Good. There's so many people, like, if you look at, like, the names here, there's, like, people that you've never seen before, ever. That's usually the way Overwatch goes, though, when you're playing quick play. Just a lot of people you just never see. You'll never see them again.
Strike from above.
Hello.
Yeah, that team literally stepped on their dick. For half that match, I literally could play super aggressive, and then at the end there, I literally had to fucking peek corners, because the McCree insta-killed everything. Yeah. Yeah, no fucking way, dude. That is you hitting F2 on your keyboard. That is not you sitting up in your chair. Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Follow my lead. I've been through more of these than I can count.
The state we live in, guys. AI anti-cheat will hopefully save us from all this shit, which is basically something that companies should have done a long time ago, but, you know, AI wasn't around in the same form it is today. Yeah. There we go. don't know if that's a Sojourn. No, Sojourn's on the ground.
I don't stay down.
Huh. Okay.
All systems nominal.
Perfect bush aim, too. Good for him.
On the move. En route. Up and away.
I don't need help. I hit that on accident. Jesus Christ! There's their fucking spawn right there. I thought they're further back. As I mentioned before, guys, fucking Soldier has like some sort of deflection field or like +5 to dodge when he's running. I don't fucking understand it. Like his hitbox is fucked up or something. But inside, obviously, he's moving faster, right? It feels like your shots register less on him, like he has evasion or something. I was also debating on ulting him, which I could have done. Which actually probably would have been the right choice. But my E-Peen wouldn't let me do it. Low, I thought she was in the door.
This ends now. Headshot.
Counter ult. She knew I was coming over to ult.
The skies await. En route. Come on, team. Push the payload. Enemy not so fast and cut him out. Enemy here.
Hey, buddy. Ah, I could use this. I could use a Zen ult right now. Okay, he just insta killed me with a rocket. Fuck was that? How the fuck did he instantly? Do rockets do like 100 damage and that did like 200? I thought Anna was 50% damage. Rockets don't do 100. I think they do 80. Big.
Shake it off.
Our accuracy actually isn't even that bad. It feels like my accuracy is bad. But it's actually not that terrible. My direct hits are pretty good.
Establishing aerial position.
Let's see. What I really want to do. Oh. One up there. I wanted to boop him. Soldier is very, very accurate. Putting aside earlier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's cheating. Putting aside the fact that I just got pooped on earlier, like with the Baptiste. I hope I don't need to say that constantly, but like when you get some angry folks in here, it kind of feels like you have to say that. You have to preface every observation with, hey, perhaps I'm looking at this because I'm trying to be unbiased. Fuck is that? Okay.
Making another approach.
Looks kind of like the Ashes has something going on there. She wasn't earlier, though. Yeah, that was a Sojourn earlier. Oh, what a nice soldier! Do you see that? You see how nice he is? Alright. That was for me, by the way. See. Pretty sure this guy's cheating.
Returning to battle. Taking to the air. Excellent.
Peek. 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 Don't scare her off. Oh my god. Yeah, that soldier knows. He knew fucking how much health I had. Trying to get line of sight on me constantly. Hey, buddy.
I don't think so. Enemy here.
Tried to block her, not riot gun, coach gun. He just fucked it up. Oh my god. Oh. Fuck is this comp? Win comp. Imagine thinking that you just win because you have a certain comp. That's crazy. That's the day and age we live in, guys. It wasn't like that in Overwatch 1. I mean, it was to a certain extent. But, like, people have, like, this binary understanding of characters now where they think if you have certain characters, you just win, no matter what. That's crazy. That's mind-boggling. Obviously, some characters perform better against other characters, like Hitscan against Pharah, for instance, right? This fucking guy. Didn't know her. Almost. I think I tried to hit the wall behind him. If I did, he would have died. Cool. He's going back. Yep. Oh, it's too close! I tried to get that range down just right. There's a point to that, guys, is to get outside of her Q, but then be able to pelt her and kill her. Which we almost were able to do. If I did that right, she would have died, and I would have been alive. Not the way the world works, so. Yeah, Soldier's definitely cheating. And the Tracer might also be cheating. We get a kill cam here? Want to see that? So, up in the air, whether or not the Ashe is cheating throughout the match, the Soldier's definitely cheating, though. Good. Disposable account, level 1. Private. Thrall? That's almost like Thrall! Wow, you're so good at naming. I don't normally look at replays, guys. We're going to take a look at the Tracer, mainly because we didn't get, like, any kill cams on her. That's questionable at the end there. It felt like she, like, was watching me through the wall, though. Mm-hmm.
To Havana, ready for battle. 10 seconds.
She wasn't watching me before then. Let's scroll back further. Let's go all the way back to Ash.
I'm not.
Any pre-aim? She's watching Anna. Might just been where she's looking. She was on Sojourn and wasn't anything different. Started getting weird when she's watching playing Ash. Pre-aim.
I get the eye, thanks. My coals are red hot. There's one here. Smoke about it. My coals are red hot. There's one here.
It looked like it hit. Just didn't count. They might have hit reg problems. Lots of hit reg problems, apparently. Some of these are on and they aren't doing damage. Beautiful. That's a beautiful angle, by the way. Sometimes it looks like she's wall-looking, and other times she's obviously not wall-looking. But good cheaters will try and hide the fact that they're cheating, obviously. Roller player, maybe? Might have just been the angle. So, take a peek at this. I don't know. I'm leaning more towards, like, maybe 60%. I don't think I'd report her right now. That's why we're still watching. I don't think Sojourn's going to develop anything. People that generally get heated towards the end of matches see that she looks here like she's trying to shoot the Doomfist. And then it looks like she started aiming over at the Ana. Obviously, she got pushed back. There's a rotation, too. It's not just the knockback. So, this is usually what it looks like if your aimbot accidentally gets stuck to the wrong person. Just her dash. She didn't get knocked out of his dash. I think it's just her dash.
Just in time, as usual.
That must sting.
Rocket spot.
Just in time, as usual.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats.
Let's try something else.
60 seconds remaining.
Almost! If I got that Q, guys, that would have changed the game. Nope. This is the whole reason I started watching her, or I wanted to watch her, was because of this play at the end here. I thought she was looking through the tower at me, and it looks like she got line of sight on me prior to aiming at me. So. Could just be weird angles. Sometimes it looks like she's looking through walls at people, and other times it's not. Nope. Okay. And waste of time. Wasted like 20 minutes there. 15 minutes there. Good for us. Next game. That soldier is definitely cheating, though. Which is why I didn't even bother looking at him. I was curious about the tracer. Oh, you know what we should do? Oh, I guess we'll play another game first. I know what I want to do. Why the fuck are we in the game with the fucking soldier from last match? How the fuck does that... Oh, we're just gonna leave. I don't want to play this shit. I don't know, we ended up in the same match again. Literally went and played a replay, guys. Made a report, went and played a replay. And then queued for a match, and we're in the same match with the same fucking guy. Yeah? Like, that's blatant enough where I don't feel as though I need to play another match with him. Although sometimes they toggle off in matches because they have to bank accuracy. Depends on how much of a burner account it is, and I don't actually care enough to find out, so...
Positioning. Multiple hits confirmed. Concussive out. Mind the gap. Messy, but we got it done.
Arriving at Crusader.
Just here.
Select your hero.
Uh-huh.
You're still hiding. When are you coming back for good?
I'm trying very hard. Please be patient with me.
I've been patient for years. What's a little while longer?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Uh-huh.
Objective else in 30 seconds.
Hmm. Widow. Not a widow. Bye. I don't know why our Lucio's in the back hall dueling the soldier, but you know, I suppose he's on the right side by the big med. That felt like it's out of range. Apparently the Rhine hit me. I thought that was an icicle that killed me. Cool. Relatively accurate soldier. Yep. Buddy, you thought I was coming after you, when in fact I was actually coming after your teammate. Cool. I didn't boop him right. Almost. Very close. Oh, yeah. Alright. Fuck the Mercy go. There she is. I don't know if it's a latency thing or how they can do that. Where, like even when I delay my shots... like, they can still jump out of the way of my rocket in time. I don't know if that's an inherent problem with Pharah. Like, maybe you see that a lot more at high-level gameplay, or what that is. Pretty sure the soldier's cheating in this match. Yeah, he's cheating. Like, linear parallel velocity. Like, just perfectly matched your character. I don't think we're making this in time, Mercy. I think he's gonna die. I think he died. Where's my googly eyes?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how is your pain?
Acknowledged.
Oh! Yeah, me. I thought he slept! We have an Ana? Yeah, we do have an Ana. I thought he slept. Jesus fucking Christ. You see the Mercy? Like, instantaneous reaction to what I was doing. Good Mercy! But shows you how fucking broken the character is. There's Zarya. Is there a guy in there? No guy. Uh-oh. Bye, Zarya. And I'm dead. That probably wasn't worth it because they had 4 people left and we had me and Piggy. I was looking for a better place to do that, but we got pushed back, so. And then Zarya got rezzed. That was a death coming on, I could feel it.
The enemy has claimed the robot. On the move. Terminated.
I wanted that. And it looks like our Ashe has some weird shit going on here. So, yeah. Even the other guy on the other team that is quite sus was also a gas to the Ashe. Well, I thought the Symmetra was the one that got ulted. I got Symmetra beamed. I wasn't a beam, I got missiled. So Symmetra's missiles kind of suck, because they do like 90 damage total, but they're like 4 times the size of Farah's rockets. So it's easier to direct with them. I think they move like the same speed too. Bye! Farewell, auf Wiedersehen! Bye-bye! Oh, we lost Healbot. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Mercy's telling us something, guys. Hey, buddy. Oh, the wall's gone. Came around the corner too fast. Thought I had a good angle? I did. I should have done it sooner. Got like half my ult off, maybe 3/4, and then I died. They're definitely gonna try and res him. Or camp him. Is Mercy dead? Oh, she's dead. Mine. Okay. That's an aimbot. I mentioned this before, guys. Like the people when they cheat with tanks, it's almost always Zarya because you can do an insane amount of damage to Zarya when she gets charged. Kind of curious because it is very, very sticky the moment I went behind that wall. Yeah. Yeah. Good for her. So Soldier and Zarya are cheating. Dead, yeah, 1 and 2. So. I believe he was looking before I came over the edge, too. That'll happen. Might as well. Ah! Yeah, it's one thing dealing with one cheater, guys. It's another thing dealing with 2 cheaters throughout the match. There's nothing we can do against that. Once the Zarya toggled, it became kind of pointless. We'll see, though. We'll see. I don't think we've gotten a pick so far, so... Yep. Alright, so multiple people we're going to report here. Soldiers cheating all match. And then... maybe Wall Emergence is a good one. Zarya was definitely cheating as well. Easy game. I'm doing reports right now. How long was she playing Zarya? She was playing, it felt like she was playing that longer than she's toggled, yeah. I think she toggled for probably the last 2 minutes of the match, I'd say. 3 minutes of the match, that's all it took. She was playing Zarya longer than she was toggled, though. Also, don't forget to thank your healers! They're actually pretty good. Zarya is cheating as well. Yep. Top 500 all player Zarya. Good for you. Oh, it's actually a top 500 tank. Oh, that's hilarious. However, it used to be Diamond. Let's see. Well, still Diamond as DPS. I still stand by that guy cheating, though. Master. Like, looking at profiles, guys, me reporting people generally has nothing to do with their rank. Like, it will not stop me from reporting people. The kind of behavior that I see throughout the match, the big difference between that guy earlier in the match and later in the match was that he became incredibly accurate with, assumedly, a push of the button. I guess, like the other guy said earlier, he sat up in his chair, right? Yeah, he's full of shit. Anyways, more than likely just pushed F3 on their keyboard or something. F2 on their keyboard? Yeah. That's the whole reason I reported him. Nothing to do with ranks. Occasionally we look at profiles to see their accuracy stats and compare them against their stats in the game. And then something like... He doesn't even have Zarya on his... tanks is he? Reinhardt, I guess? I was a top 500 Reinhardt player, and it didn't feel like that. 27 minutes on Zarya. %42 weapon accuracy. Or I don't know what weapon stat is then if primary fire is 44. Yeah, so that guy has a 50% less than 50% accuracy. Yeah, that was stuck to my chest. There's no way. It's like I mentioned before. Those are the stats you kind of look for because you can compare it to his actual performance in the game, and that was literally fucking hard locked to my chest. So, yeah. That was like 90%, 98% accuracy in there because both times we saw him kill, 3 times we saw her kill me, stuck to my chest. The one time you saw it detach was when I went behind a pillar and it snapped to the side and then snapped back to my chest the moment I was in view after it unhooked from me. And basically it was 100% accurate. So I guess just shooting the ground or something. I need to take a piss though. Stay tuned for another exciting episode of Cheat Rich. Alrighty, guys. Let's see. Why do only some of these have replay codes on them? In it.
Now entering.
Why does this have a replay code? I definitely did not click share on that. Really weird. Like view, I've definitely looked at replays, but I don't click share. Huh. That's weird. I was actually kind of curious how you even generate these codes. I guess you have to click the share button first to actually see these in the first place. Okay. Let's do some tweak. Okay. We're gonna do something. Goes a little bit like this. Guy. turn that off. I'm also going to turn off C states again. It's more static and less jumpy. I don't think that matters that much, though. C states, you can turn it off. It makes your mouse definitely smoother. At the expense, you won't get as high as FPS. Within reason. You don't lose that much FPS, and obviously you're going to lose your power states. So when the computer is low power mode. Takes forever to get into the BIOS. Okay, it's C state. I remember what I did yesterday. I turned off high performance and went back to balanced. And it made my mouse feel different. On my 13900K, it definitely made things better when I did that. Apparently it's the opposite on my... $3950 XD. La la la. God, my sound card's not on. Really? That occasionally happens when, for some reason, on my AMD systems, my creative sound card will not always turn on when I boot it. This was a bug with my 5900X. Still on, or it's still a bug with the newer system. So you have to reboot. Again. Oh, yep. Good. Oh, faster. More windows. Open. Close. Minimize. Move. Move to the side. Pose you. Yeah. So when you turn off C states, it will definitely make like something like a mouse tester look much, well, there'll be less variation because the variation is usually caused by the sleep states kicking in and out. It's basically a good visual example. Occasionally you get weird shit like this. It's a good visual example of why it's important to disable your sleep states. Well, if you're, you really care about your performance. Could be. I don't know what this exactly is. Obviously looks mechanical. I basically spun my mouse around. That's an outlier. That C states off when I took that. Also, MSI mode on will make it even smoother. Just turned off. All right, back in the game, guys. Good. Hope you're all having a good evening, though. Good evening, guys. Happy fucking Montues. You guys are having a good evening, though? Uh-huh. Good. Good evening, Sandra. Good evening, guys. All right, let's see how this feels. Feels different. As is always the case when you turn MSI mode on and off. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Always more to learn.
Somber can be very annoying. I probably should turn my tooltips off at some point. I haven't even bothered doing that, guys. You never know when you might end up with a useful tooltip, though, you know? That's a very accurate McCree. Huh. What happened to her Q? Or a Q1.
Okay, my head's in the game. Aerial positioning underway.
Uh-oh. Here, let me touch that. Bye. Uh-huh. Would I have escaped my E if he didn't shoot me just now? Don't know.
Justice reigns from above.
Perfect timing.
Score 1-0.
I don't know if other people can hear that at the end. That's personal. It's everyone can hear it.
Ready yourselves. Greetings.
Ah, from May to Widowmaker, huh? Is everyone gonna die now? You know, push the button, they're all gonna fall over with your F key? Probably. Is that a Widowmaker? No. Next closest thing to a Widowmaker is an Ana. Yeah. Well, she just killed the Sombra. Wasted your aimbot grenade. Aimbot grenade. Biotic grenade. Speaking of aimbot grenades, though. It's not a grenade, guys. It's a missile. Why'd they ever call it a grenade? Why isn't it just a missile that, like, pops out of his hand or something? Why'd they give him a grenade? It's obviously not a grenade. Make more sense if it's a missile. Hey, buddy. Yeah. Don't mind me. Okay.
Okay, my head's in the game. Up and away.
My little performance meter is actually showing my performance again. That's kind of neat.
Much better.
Oh! Did we get her? Nope. Scared her, though. Bye. Hey, buddy. Hi, guys. Ah, okay. The fuck do you think he was looking at there? I guess he's looking at that rock formation. Was it granite? Slate? I don't know, McCree. You tell me. Marble, maybe? Well, obviously looks very marbly, right? Yeah. God, I just fucking strafed back in front of this wall. I was thinking I should hit X, and I did, and I was thinking I should fire at the same time. And then I did, but I was behind the wall when I hit fire. And aimbot grenade. Whoever at Blizzard decided they should give fucking McCree an aimbot grenade is a dumbass. I'm just gonna point it out. He has 25 extra HP than all the other DPS. And he has really good damage fall off in his gun. And then they gave him a sticky grenade that does 131 damage that you can one-shot someone if you tap them in the belly button with a normal shot while using it. Ana's very accurate too. I don't think we've seen Ana miss.
I don't stay down. On the move.
Oh, we gotta go. We aren't gonna be able to make it. I don't think we'll be able to make it even if I go up for it. Oh, nope. I possibly could have made that if I didn't second guess myself, but if I flew over the top of McCree, would have died to his ult, so. Good.
Stay in sight, and I'll keep you safe.
Baptiste, very accurate McCree. And a dead. Huh? Dead. Sombra. Pretty sure the McCree's cheating. Yeah.
All systems nominal.
Objective 5.
Hey guys, excuse me. Oh, I don't want to fall off the map, Sombra. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. You can hear his fucking heavy breathing and foot clompers as he's trying to get line of sight on me right now. Dead. Aimbot grenade. All these guys are hungry. There you go. Have that, Anna. Very hungry. It's like they're on voice comms with each other. You guys, I think all those bullets just went in my brain. Actually, looks like all the bullets went in my brain.
Ooh, I'm gonna shut them in a
Good. Cut. Cut. Sombra, infravision. Yep. Oh. Hey, look, guys, my giant tail fins. Good. Dude, we actually got the objective somehow. Tank went to the objective. Good for them. Good, good, good. Oh, I can hear a pitter-patter of fucking feetsies around here. God. Baptiste is now very accurate as well. That's not helping things. Put it. Uh-huh. We not? A couple of those look like hit edges, but I think I saw an actual miss in there.
Making another approach.
Good. Well.
Increasing altitude.
To go. Hey, buddy. Here, let me start overtime here. No. Huh. So at the end there, McCree looked relatively normal. He definitely wasn't normal early on. Was that the Anna? That was Baptiste. Anna was... I mean, I fucking don't like looking at replays, guys. Let's take a look at a replay. A replay.
Ready
Game yet. Some of these look like hair edge. Some look like they're off. Let's go next round.
Enemy spotted. Let's get you all. That is it. Group up with me. I've got your back. Group up with me. I've got your back. Enemy here.
complete.
Oh!
Sorry about that.
Other two rounds definitely wasn't cheating. Yeah, he toggled at the end of the match. Yeah.
I was thinking about it, I was like, that didn't make complete sense, but at the end of the match it didn't seem quite right either. Missing now. Line of sight. He's literally line of sighting himself.
He's going the opposite direction of what he needs to get line of sight on me. Also, looks like he's looking through people through walls at a couple times here. Putting aside that, he did that earlier with McCree behind the pillar. Yeah, he's cheating. Pretty sure he's actually flicking away from the guy. Like, it looks like he's trying to flick, and the crosshair goes to the character, and then he flicks away from it. Fucking weird. It's like a double flick.
Eyes out.
Line of sight. Still line of sight. I don't know what the fuck. Like, look at this shit, guys. Like, some of these shots here. Like, he literally line of sights himself and then still fires anyways because his reaction time's pretty poor. He expected me to jump out there, and then he still tries to shoot at me anyways.
What is that melody?
Very weird. Still firing while I'm behind walls. I don't know. Like, this guy is so atrocious, but then his accuracy at the end of the match compared to earlier on, completely different. And most of his missed shots at the end of the match looks like he's line of sighting himself so he loses lock on you.
Spotted an enemy.
Do you have line of sight on that? Does...
Spotted an enemy.
Okay. I don't know. So, first 3 rounds, doesn't look like there's anything weird going on there, and I still think it's cheating. Oh my god, rank 4, good for him! Generally didn't shoot at me. Baptiste shot at me more than Anna did. She'd, like, donate damage, and then someone else would kill me. A lot of my deaths had her shoot me, like, once, and then someone else would kill. Like, she was trying to soften me. We didn't get a lot of kill cams on her. Okay. And... which is kind of a turd. I don't know. Like, there is a very stark contrast between play, like, actual play, I don't know, game sense, and then aim. They're not. I don't have that to fall back on. Have you ever seen a guy with a Zim, or basically a keyboard mouse interpreter that's playing a console? It looks a lot like an aimbot, with a little bit of normal mouse movement built in. Crazy. Yep. Actually took time. Like I said, the fucking McCree didn't really make sense. Something was off about him, and first 2 rounds he looked normal. Round 3 he was not. Such is the way of Overwatch, you gotta win, no matter the consequence. Just need that little bit of edge, right, Idwin? Just need that little edge. You like me, I have a big edge. Wait, what? Yep. Honors? Not hers. This is the way. Welcome to Cheat Watch.
Strike from above. Aerial positioning underway. Double en route. You weren't watching the skies. Double.
Next game. Oh my god, we're not endorsing enough people, guys. I've fallen to level 2. You need like 1 endorsement per game to be level 3. I think it might even be 1 per game. Yeah. Uh-huh. Is it a Pokemon? Oh!
More field research.
He wasn't in character. Got him.
The basketball courts later.
Sure, but I don't play without stakes.
Likewise.
Is that a chef hat? Okay.
Oh, Farah-chan, I've never lost.
Lost something. Guess we're role-playing Pokemon tonight. Good? Good, good, good.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attack commencing.
Uh-huh. Very accurate, Anna. When you said soldier? I shouldn't have used my, like, I often have used Shift and E to initiate, when I should be doing that. Wasn't. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. Get rich? That definitely looked like a hit. This is kind of weird in the first place. Good. Huh, you knew I was low on health. I mean, I guess they could be on voice comms. Kinda seems that way. Aw. Cheating. Good for him. It's not going to change anything. It's definitely a complete pre-made. Basically, the game's fucked unless they toggle off. Uh-huh. Oh my god, the tank you suppose he was looking at just now.
Let's show him some air power.
Good. Put aside the fact we aren't really getting healed, we're gonna get a lot of hate at the end of the match right here. That's just the way it's gonna be. I've died next to the healers twice. God, heals. Good.
Shake it off. We're outnumbered. Be advised.
Like I mentioned before, the problem is, like, when you stand still, even though I was just drinking water just now, they think, like, you're talking to your teammates or something when I'm not. Just waiting for refill to respawn. Good shit. Alright, so we got a cheater lobby again. Looks like both the Anna and the soldier are cheating. And it's definitely a complete pre-made, so let's take a look here. A burner account? Can't tell. Let's see. Only have so many characters, guys. Okay. It's definitely a pre-made, you could tell based on what happened with the Winston there. And the Anna. Even the Anna stopped fucking around. I guess I don't know why. They just pulled back to the point and that guy just sat in the back and just fucked around. I guess because the soldier was like insta-killing everything. So they didn't even need to try. Yeah, that was a complete pre-made, guys, if you couldn't tell that. Good for that. Good.
My hero.
I'm sure right now they're blaming the Pharaoh. Shit like that, you only win, guys, if they decide they want to toggle off, which occasionally happens because Pharaoh is basically cheater bait. Which occasionally happens if you swap characters. But I prefer making footage and getting them banned instead.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Oh.
Enemy here. Sorry, Mark.
Barely needed a heal. Had no heals. Uh-oh. Very accurate McCree. Started about a minute after the match started. Not really, 30 seconds. Oh my god, he missed me! And it looks like he has hit rate problems on the Mercy. Cheating. There's pre-aim through the top of the roof. This is coming over the top.
Shake it off.
Good.
Repositioning.
Pre might have been lucky, but that pre-aim is very high on the list of bullshit, guys. And they look at you through the fucking wall before you even come around the corner. Yeah. Good.
Repairing your cellular makeup.
Returning to battle. En route.
Haha. McCree's also cheating. Now he's trying to BM. Yeah. Holy fucking shit. One game to the next, guys. That time of the night, I guess. It's almost 4. So.
All systems nominal.
They still haven't seen my.
I mean, our accuracy's doing pretty good regardless of how the fucking match is going. Yeah. Yeah. At least he's missing now. He wasn't earlier. Denor. I should have waited. Oh, you don't need to heal me. She healed me for, let's see, half of the first point, and then res me, and then never healed me again. So, I don't know if they think I need to have a healer to play Pharah or what. But yeah, it literally doesn't fucking matter at this point. So, they're just looking for an easy out for the anxiety. Another cheat squad. Alright. And let's go with Baptiste first.
Play of the game.
Let them up. Assist.
Okay. 3. Like you had a set miss radio. Yeah, AI anti-cheat. It's the sad state that Overwatch is now in, but here we are. It gets worse later in the night you go, which is usually why I quit right about now. But the weekends are usually worse, so. Let's see. And I don't think we saw him wall looking. Baptiste was wall looking, which is a dead giveaway. The shitbird's wall look, so. That's an immediate failure. Oh my god, he's a top 500 McCree! And then was a master. And a diamond. Oh yeah? Well, good for him. Oh, and a plat. Wow. He's come a long way. Good for him. Wonder if that happened after he pushed a button. No way, right? Can you see... Let's see... In 10? It was not a 50% accuracy there. Nine and 10. 5 and 10. 54, 11, 54, 9. That was in a 50% miss, guys, and that was not a 10%. It's the same fucking guy. We're gonna leave. Actually, we'll stay. We'll make another one. More than likely going to be cheating again, guys, so it's probably just... That was pretty straightforward. He was just goose-stepping. Because he was just bulldogging everyone down by, like, insta-killing them, so...
Thanks for the assist.
I think even the Baptiste at the end of that just, like, toggled off, because it seems like cheaters, if they are not associated with each other, will toggle off. Like, if they see someone else basically doing work, they'll toggle off, because they don't want to risk banning, and, or... because basically their aimbot isn't needed, is what it turns into. It's like the fucking cheat culture videos from EFT. Why would you waste your accuracy, your banked accuracy, when you can let someone else do the work for you, right? Took him 30-second last match to toggle. See. Okay. Good. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Auto Sensu. Yep. Hey, pre-aim! There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's even better. That's a guaranteed band right there. Good. You just happened to be looking the direction when he went around the corner! Even though it was right on my model! Ah, I see, chat, thanks. Another one? What? Blizzard, pay for fucking AI anti-cheat. I don't want to be your anti-cheat if you're fucking making me do this shit. Holy fuck. If it gives me players like this because it wants me to weigh in on the situation. Holy fuck. It sometimes feels that way, that I'm being used as some sort of shitty version of Overwatch from Counter-Strike. He even has turret out. God, a shitlord. I hate that bug. Also looks like she's cheating. Normally if people cheat on tanks, it's usually a Zarya. Because it kind of doesn't pay to do it on someone that is so tanky. No. You're just trying to be a cheeky fuck on the side. Hence the earlier shot when I came around the corner. Trying to shoot people through walls. Good. Pre-aim again.
All systems nominal.
Literally died behind the healers. Also, the Ana's cheating. Good. Which we saw earlier. So is this possibly a 3-cheat lobby? He has a Q waiting for me, or E. Yep. That's not fucking... You don't hold angles by looking at fucking walls. We've talked about this. This is like a basic of Counter-Strike. You don't hold angles by staring at the wall. You hold an angle by looking at where the person's going to come through. You don't hold an angle by looking directly at the player, strafing out and shooting them in the face because you don't know exactly where they are. You don't hold an angle by looking at a wall. That guy's a dumbass. Anyways, excuse me. Christ, I'll thank the healers anyways. Who also said, so I didn't mention this at all, guys. I did not mention this a single time in the match. Who said that the McCree's cheating? Bun. Yeah. We'll thank... Actually, I don't know why I thanked the healers, because they literally let me die multiple times when I was sitting next to them, but... yeah, that was... This match, compared to the last one, we didn't catch him. Last match, guys, we did not see this guy looking at people through walls. We didn't see that last match. I reported him for his aimbot, right? But this match, we legitimately saw him staring at people through walls. Not just, like, strafing around the corner a little bit. He was looking directly at people through walls at multiple points there. Anna was also cheating, too. I guess I had to get a cheeky kill on me at the end of that match, despite she did it twice, right? The earlier beginning of the match is like, was the 2 spots where it was really fucking weird. Beginning of the match, where I did, like, a high-velocity maneuver and it was, like, instantly tracked to me. And then at the end of the match, where she did it again, and then also did it through a tree, and then came out the side of the wall. Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, that's like, what is it? I'm rubber, you're glue, whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. Tee hee hee hee. You can fucking suck my dick, dude. Tee hee hee hee. You can literally hear him going tee hee 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 right now. Alright. Fucking Kiriko's, or not the Kiriko, the Junker Queen. The Kiriko might have been cheating too, that looked like an auto cleanse. Auto cleanse usually triggers on a couple things. If you hit a concussion that is literally right on top of them when you're not looking at them and it's close enough to enough teammates, it'll trigger. Or if you land a direct hit on them, like it must be based on the amount of health that they're about to lose. And with a hit scan, obviously you can't track that because you'll just get hit by it, right? But with a projectile, like if it senses a certain amount of damage that's incoming, that can trigger it preemptively. Sometimes if you're pounding the area, then it makes sense that you're going to see a sensu, a sensor, whatever the ability is, sensu bean, whatever the ability is called. Sensu, the cleanse ability. But right there is like right on the side of the building. And that's not enough to report Kiriko, by the way, but it's curiosity because I've seen auto cleanses multiple times before. The most notable ones are when you are it's completely unprompted. So missiles coming in and they pop the cleanse right before it hits, despite the fact they are not looking at you, and your missiles have hit in no way, shape, or form in the area. Yeah, like some third eye of gone shit. Anyways, this guy. Okay. Then the Anna was being a cheeky piece of... Time of the night, guys. Yeah, it's like almost like FOMO, fear of missing out. It seems an awful lot like sometimes like players get so enamored and like they have to get kills too, then they start doing stupid shit like you saw with the Anna. Like literally could have sat there the entire match and basically did nothing, but I guess they got to make their stats look good at the end of the match. So, we could play one more, I guess. These games are getting worse, so there's that. I'm top 500, by the way. I literally don't give two shits. I'll report you of your bronze. We saw, who was that widow that didn't miss earlier? Was a silver and gold? We had a silver and gold widow earlier today that didn't fucking miss shots. Yeah. Clearly a bot account. I squelched them too because I was pretty sure I've seen that person before. I squelched them. This is a GM. Don't care. Miss, and particularly the difficulty of the shots. One. That's usually what top 500 Annas are all around 61. Yeah. Hey. Good for them. 7. Only one more. Why not? Our games tonight are phenomenal, so why not? Let's do another one here. Let's just do another, guys. Yeah, good shit. Holy fuck. Good evening, girl.
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
I'm top 500! I'm so amazing at this game. I've played 20 games and I'm rated top 500. Yeah, that guy literally just like fucking hops around and you can totally tell he's not aiming worth shit. It's like the misses are just like pre-programmed. It's just like 3 or 4 shots and then the one will miss. Did. AI anti-cheat, guys. Dear fucking God, give it to me. Something I've been waiting for years at this point. Fucking years. It's basically behavioral analysis. Imagine just having a bunch of people you trained properly how to detect people and much better than me at doing it. Basically exactly what I do, only much better at it.
Thanks for the assist.
And can do it to fucking everyone. Crazy. Something that really, really needs to be done.
4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm gonna die instantly to a widow. Oh my god, game. Well, that just fucked up my rollout. Oh, this is a cheating soldier from earlier, I believe. Yeah, it's the fake thrall. Yep. Saved by a lamppost, guys. Guy's still cheating. Hilarious. What? He just headshot me behind the wall? The fuck just happened? Guess I wasn't behind the wall on his screen.
Okay, my head's in the game.
Or look like I was behind the wall.
Enemy over here. Positioning.
I always forget that thing exists. So it looks like the soldier's still cheating. I don't know about the McCree. We'll find out. We played with this guy earlier tonight. And just headshot me through my teammates. Exactly. Am I training fucking Blizzard's AI anti-cheat? The fuck is going on here, Blizzard? What is this shit? What is happening here? Holy fuck! So the McCree is also cheating from the looks of it. And Soldier is definitely still cheating. Holy fuck, guys. It's fucking Tuesday. It's not even the weekend. The fuck is going on here? Bunch of... Whoop. Bunch of neats. Neats need their, Need their serotonin and dopamine. Yeah. Here, how would I just kill the fucking tank? Did we do that? Didn't kill the tank. Instantly died.
I don't want to talk about it.
Got.
The payload has been secured.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah? What do you suppose he was looking at through the ground right there? And McCree is cheating. Switch off Ferox! That'll make a huge difference in what's going on here. No idea what the fuck's going on right now. That's Widow. Like, I can't... It doesn't matter if I swap off of Pharah. I literally can't toggle on, so... I'm not going to be able to instantly kill them like the Widow is doing or the McCree's doing to us. It's just not going to happen. I literally died on top of the bridge next to everyone else. Good.
Okay, my head's in the game.
60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we got some good games going on here, guys. He just threw the grenade through the Widow. What? It wasn't through the Widow. What is through the Widow, though? Yeah. Shit. Surprise, guys. I think it was not a good idea to play another game. Yeah, that happens when you're playing against cheaters, dude. Well, that'll happen. And they're just going to perpetuate it, too, because they enjoy having people rage, so... Yeah. That'll happen. Good. And I actually did more damage.
Play of the game.
Yeah, that guy can literally suck my dick. I'm pretty sure he's cheating at the beginning of the match and he toggled off when it's pretty clear we're going to lose, so. It's another top 500 player. Can't tell. This guy we reported earlier, is he just on a burner? Can't tell. It's another bunch of cheaters, guys. Like, he wasn't like that at the beginning of the match, was he? The soldier was. I think he toggled like 30 seconds to a minute into the match. Another cheat squad, or not a cheat squad, but those are two cheating DPS. The other guy we played against earlier tonight. As I mentioned before, if people on burner accounts, they'll toggle on and off, and that guy's just hard toggle all the time. So my guess is that's a throwaway account. But you can't tell because you can't see the hours. He has only indication of how much he might have played this game is his icon and his number here. But even those things you can have like a rank 1 depending on how often you get pointed out. This guy, I'm pretty sure, was also cheating, but he toggled off. Once again, you'll see this in other games where people will toggle off when it's a loss because they don't want to waste basically banked accuracy, and then they'll basically fudge a bunch of shots and then lose anyways. And the guy's just looking for an out. This guy was also hard toggled. Can't tell with either of these guys how long they've been playing or what kind of accounts. So these both could be on burner accounts, and you have no idea. You'd have no idea. So because of the way it plays. So, like, people kind of wonder when they come to my stream, guys, people wonder why people cheat in quick play and or why so many people cheat in quick play. There's a couple reasons for it. You don't basically need to have any sort of level requirement in order to play in quick play, and you want something that is unbalanced. So quick play is much less balanced than comp if you really want to stomp on some noobs, right? You don't want a balanced game at all. And the third one is because people don't think they'll be taken seriously in quick play. And get reported. You'll be less likely to get reported in quick play than you will in comp because people don't take things as seriously in quick play versus comp. There is a shitload of people. It never used to be this way. There's a shitload of people that cheated in quick play. Tonight was pretty bad, especially towards the end of the night. This is the way it goes. So, like, the data you can pull from this is basically non-existent. As far as my accuracy goes and whatever, it doesn't even matter. The guy, like, slowly spent times calculating my KD. Or not KD, my deaths per minute. I don't fucking give a shit. What matters is what you do when you're alive, and we out-damaged the other guy. I mean, he's a widow. But yeah, even while I'm dying, I basically got 1,000 more damage than that guy. Yeah, so... And it's not hard to not die. You literally just sitting back and fire missiles the entire match. You can get the least amount of deaths. Good for you, right? That doesn't mean you change anything in the match. Deaths, in my personal opinion, should actually be removed from the game. It doesn't make sense. What makes sense is the limbs, killing blows, which you can't see here. Limbs, killing blows, total damage received. So that would include things like mitigated damage, but it also include HP pools and armor pools. So all your total damage, including mitigated damage, would be lumped into one amount. So you could see the amount of damage people are absorbing in the match and essentially how much, they might be helping as far as tanking goes. So it'd be an important stat for tanks. Now it would be the end-all be-all stats, just like DPS is not the end-all be-all stat of, or damage is not an end-all be-all stat of DPS, but it matters a lot. And healing received is another big one. Because that would allow you to see who's getting healed and for how much. And also they should remove self-heal from healing. This should not be included. Putting that aside, killing blows are also important. So assuming you're the one person that finished someone off within, I don't know, maybe like a second. You're the last person to touch the guy within a second. So something safely that you're the only person shooting at them and you finish them off should be a stat. Because that matters a lot. Killing blows do matter a lot. If you're the one person to finish them off, or finishers you could even call it, it matters a lot. Deaths do not matter. People hyper-focus about deaths and only on deaths, regardless of what you do in your lifetime. I got like no limbs here because I'm getting chased around, but also applied a decent amount of pressure with my damage. That being said, deaths do matter with the tank, because a tank applies pressure to the map, and if the tank is not applying a pressure because he's dead, then, damage arguably doesn't matter. That being said, you can also be a tank and do nothing, and end up with basically 2 deaths, right? So... But he has a lot of damage here. He has our limbs on our team, too, on top of it, so... Terribly to either me or the widow. Watch the guy. Limbs are not killing blows. Limbs, which people confuse for kills, are not kills. This is basically assists. I don't even know what the assist category is, so... Don't know. It's like secondary assists or something. I don't even know how you properly generate assists. Rough night, guys. That happens, unfortunately. And after we came back, after I tweaked stuff, we just got into cheat lobbies. Pretty shit cheat lobbies, so... I didn't do that bad in some of these games. Rough. I think this was... Yeah, this was the guys that toggled on at the end. This was 40 and 12. Last hour, guys. Goes. But anyways, guys, I'm out here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more Overwatch 2, so you guys have that to look forward to or not to look forward to, depending on your preferences. This game really desperately needs AI anti-cheat. It desperately needs it, and it's people are starting to figure out how easy it is to cheat, and good for them, because that means Blizzard will possibly actually address it, because people will realize that all you have to do is type Overwatch cheats into Google, and you can find something that works. Not that I'm telling you guys how to cheat, please don't cheat, but it is very, very easy to cheat at this game. It's literally like playing a single-player game as far as cheats go. You can buy something that's, like a fucking private cheat, public private cheat, or you could even get like free cheats on forums and stupid shit. It's bad. It's a bad place to be in, but this is where we are, guys. Alrighty, I'm out here for this evening, guys. If you're new to the stream, you enjoyed the bullshit, you enjoyed the fun, you enjoyed all the cheaters and the replays, make sure the follow button in the top right-hand corner, where you stream every day from evening to late night in GMT-6, so 8 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, to 1 to 2 a.m., give or take, depends on my life, what's happening, etc., etc., guys. I'm out of here for this evening, guys. Tomorrow will be more of the OW2s. So, yeah, I guess you guys have that to look forward to or not to look forward to. But I'm out of here. Anyways, guys, believe Dr. Bio. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Monday night and Tuesday morning. Have a good day, guys.